Good afternoon from the National Service of the Liberia Broadcasting System and welcome to Newsline. 30 minutes news presentation about Liberia and the rest of our one world. Today is Friday, September 22, 2023. My name is Titi Gibro with this afternoon's presentation. Top stories this afternoon. President George Weah assures Liberia's commitment to helping the world achieve targets of the Sustainable Development Goals.
Liberia is committed to the 2030 Agenda and the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs.
Health Ministry warns against eating of dead whale, which landed recently off the shores of Douazon. Nimba County District 9 representative candidates face off in a pre-election debate. Away from Liberia, mortar attack kills 2 people and injures several others in Mali's historic city of Timbuktu. Also coming up is an ELBC commentary titled No Place for Prince Johnson's Call to Arms. Sports. The news in French, a report of Monrovia's weather, and foreign development are all packaged. Zokwe Beslukone first sets the pace with a bulletin of news.
President George Weah has committed government to the attainment of the 2030 Agenda and the Sustainable Development Goals. President Weah said the 2030 Agenda aligns with his government's flagship development program, the PAPD, which promotes economic growth and reduces poverty.
Liberia is committed to the 2030 Agenda and the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs. They are in line with our flagship National Development Plan, the Propo Agenda for Prosperity and Development, which represents our resolve to achieve peace and prosperity.
The Liberian leader urged the world to continue promoting global solidarity through bilateral and multilateral collaboration to achieve the SDGs. Addressing world leaders at the UNGA in New York, President Weah also called for greater action to implement existing agreements and new ways for the good of mankind. The theme for this year's UNGA is rebuilding trust and reenacting global solidarity, accelerating action on the 2030 Agenda and its SDGs toward peace, prosperity, progress, and sustainability for all. Meanwhile, President George Weah says he supports call for the actualization of the $500 billion per year to boost sustainable development for developing countries. President Weah said the money will tackle the high cost of debt and rising risks of debt distress, as well as scaling up affordable long-term financing for development. The Liberian leader believes the actualization of the proposed SDG stimulus plan will expand contingency financing for countries in need. President Weah, however, lauded the UN system for their continued engagement and support in consolidating Liberia's peace. He also pledged the country's continuous cooperation and collaboration with the United Nations in the quest to rebuild and strengthen its institutions and infrastructure. The health ministry is warning the public against eating meat from the dead whale found recently in Douazon, Margibi County. People have been trooping to the Palm Beach community in Douazon to grab their share of the giant whale believed to be God's gift. However, in a statement Friday, the health ministry said eating a dead whale or any animal without the cause of death could be extremely harmful. The ministry warned that such move is one of the ways diseases are spread from one person to another and could lead to an epidemic. Meanwhile, the health ministry and the National Public Health Institute have dispatched a team of surveillance officers to conduct an investigation to establish the cause of death of the whale. At the same time, National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority (NAFA) is warning citizens and residents reportedly eating a dead whale to desist. The dead whale was discovered in Palm Bush community in Douazon, Lower Margibi County. A release quotes NAFA as urging the public to stop feeding on the death will without knowing the cause of death. The fisheries authority says it poses serious health hazard to the population involved in the consumption of the dead whale. Meanwhile, NAFA says it is working along with other relevant institutions to ensure that the skeleton of the whale is removed from the beach to avoid any chance of others consuming it. Several representative candidates have ended a debate in District 9, Lower Nimba County. The forum featured the candidates face to face with electors in explaining their political manifestos for the development of the district. It was organized by the Public Trust Media Group with funding from Internews and United States Agency for International Development, USAID. The candidates discussed security, education, health, and drugs as key, among others. The candidates promised to reduce maternal mortality, job creation, and increase security presence, with incumbent Representative Johnson Guerclo appealing for a second term to complete what he started. Members of the group under the banner Friends of Eugene Nangwe have committed themselves to mobilize for the re-election of President Weah in Nimba County. Speaking to reporters in Campley, the chairman of the group, Mark Cato, said the group is currently recruiting voters across the county to ensure victory for President Weah in the pending October 10 elections. He said it is now time for supporters of the Coalition for Democratic Change to collaborate for the re-election of the party's standard bearer. Mr. Cato is also encouraging members and non-members of the group, including citizens of Nimba, to join them in supporting the president's second term bid. And a representative candidate in Montserrat County District 3, Patrick Komoya, has assured residents of the district of massive development if elected. Mr. Komoya said he will work to transform education, ensure transparency and good governance to meet the aspirations of the people. He wants citizens of District 3, Montserrat County, vote him for transformational leadership and good governance. Meanwhile, the Montserrat County District 3 representative candidate has urged electorates to also vote candidates on the basis of their track records and characters. He spoke in an ELBC interview Thursday.
Zokwe Beslokone returns a little later with our foreign development and weather report. One of our top stories this afternoon: Health Ministry warns against eating of dead whale, which landed